In today's episode, we're going to try to use Claude to figure out how to best position my YouTube content. We're going to be querying Claude and trying to figure out what are the essential things that help us make a serious subscriber list. So let's start. You start talking to Claude and you start feeling like there's actually someone back there. Is it a super big stretch that LLMs are potentially trained on human response? Does my attitude and does my politeness maybe play in some factor into the way that Claude will respond? Obviously, I can't answer that question definitively, but I think it's not a bad idea to just be polite and treat it as you would any kind of intelligence. All right. So I want to become a YouTube sensation. I want to create quality content and I'd like to learn how to make sure the largest number of folks reach this content. There are different prompting types, something like the very well specified upfront prompt replete with examples where you kind of just fire it and forget it and hope that Claude answers everything the way you expect it to. But then there's a different type. It's called a chain prompt approach, which is where you slowly build up the product that you want from Claude in a more natural dialogue. I like to do that, first of all, because there are things you'll learn in the middle of a conversation or towards the end of the conversation that you just didn't have in mind in the beginning, even if you start to lay out a lot of information. So I like to have a fluid conversation. I can often refer back to things that we talked about. I might repeat them just to make sure Claude is very clear about what I'm trying to recall. But in general, I like to slowly build up the stream of information that Claude is going to give me. I could always create some sort of summary and ask Claude to create a summary at the end, which might also need a little polishing. We are asking Claude to help us from its trove of information, how to figure out the best way to position content. So at this point, let's ask just a very general question to get us started. What are your top 3 best pieces of advice to someone? Welcome to the world of content creation. Top 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, focus on quality and consistency. Create content you're passionate about and that can sustain long term. Well, I think talking to an LLM and using it to help me as an engineer makes critical solutions. I think there should be a bunch of nuggets in most of our content. Establish a regular posting schedule to audience expectations. That's good MDI. Personally, I'm hoping that I can spend about 30 minutes a day just grabbing information, creating videos, and sharing what I found. Invest in good audio and video quality within your means. Feel free to post in the comments if you think my audio quality sucks. Optimize for search and discovery. Research keywords in your niche for titles and tags. That's a great idea. Create eye-catching thumbnails that accurately represent your content. Write detailed keyword-rich descriptions for each video. Engage with your audience. Respond to comments and foster community around your channel. Couldn't agree with you more. I'd love to hear what you guys think, and I'm welcome all comments, questions, and suggestions. Use other social media platforms to promote your content, interact with viewers. Yep. I think this might not be too hard, but we might do a quick video on that. Collaborate with other creators to cross-pollinate audiences. I think that's a bit of an advanced piece of advice, but pretty good. Eventually probably do that. So far, we asked, what are your top best pieces of advice as someone just starting out? So obviously, we're going to spend a lot of time creating content. I have a few interesting pieces, and you guys will just have to stay tuned to hear more. For now, I think this is a great place to start. We got a bunch of research points, and we're going to use this to see the next conversation.